Hello everyone, hope you are doing well and preparing for your competitive exams. So in English literature, this is also one of the most important topic. So Age of Chaucer. So it is related to Geoffrey Chaucer because he was a prominent writer of that age. In this, we are going to see historical events of Age of Chaucer, 1340. So in that, we are going to see 4 points, four major things like Hundred Years' War, Black Death, Lollard's Movement, Pigeons. So in that first we see Hundred-Year War. So what is Hundred Years' War? The Hundred-Year War was between 1337 from 1337 to 1453. Actually, it was more than 100 years, but it is famous as Hundred-Year War. Now, the problems, major problems, medieval political problems, medieval government not stable. Noble lords are always trying for power over the land and each other. If a king died without a male heir, lord would often go to war over the throne. Rulers struggle to keep power over these lord and keep from fighting each other. Rulers started the unquestioning loyalty lords owed them. The Hundred-Year War referred to the war between England and France for a little more than century from 1337 to 1453. The war did not go on all the time in the period mentioned. There were rests now and then and some of them were long enough. England and France remained enemies then 100 years. The war actually covered the region of five English kings and caused death to the numerous soldiers of both sides. The war may be divided into periods of drastic failure for English power. The English won in the Battle of Crecy and Poitiers. The latter's victory in the Battle of Agincourt was a memorable achievement. The Henry V married the daughter of the France king and became his heir. Even his infant son Henry VI was crowned in Paris as a king of France. One time, England lost all that had been wrongly owned. England defeated France three times: the Battle of Crecy, Battle of Poitiers, Battle of Agincourt. And famous kings in that period: Edward III, Richard II, Henry IV, Henry V, then Henry VI. And this is about the Hundred-Year War. Now let's see the second one, Black Death. Black Death 1348 to 1349. Bubonic plague is an infection spread mostly to human by infected flies that travel on rodent called the Black Death. It killed millions of Europeans during the Middle Ages. So we can see the example of pandemic COVID infection. The Black Death was an epidemic that killed upward of one third of the population of Europe between 1346 and 1353. There are many theories as to the etiology of the Black Death, but analysis of DNA from the skeleton of some victims shows that the pathogen responsible was the bacterium called Acina pastis. In this regard, the Italian writer Boccaccio, who luckily survived through this devastating epidemic, writes that the victims ate lunch with their friends and dinner with their ancestors in the pandemic. The aftermath of the pandemic created a series of religious, social, and economic upheavals which had a profound effect on the course of European history. It took 150 years for Europe's population to recover. This plague reoccurred occasionally in Europe until the 19th century. Impact of Black Death. So, because of Black Death, decline in population, scarcity of labor, poor production, prices rose, less supply, trade declined with higher prices and lack of production, towns were freed from feudal obligations, peasants' revolts, decline of church influences. In literature, many presentations of Black Death have entered the general consciousness as a great literature. For example, Boccaccio, the Decameron, Geoffrey Chaucer, the Canterbury Tale, William Langland, Piers Plowman, Petrarch, they are the generally recognized as some of the best works of the era. And also few are here. The Rattlebag, Daffyd of Gwilym, and a litany in time of plague, which was part of his play Summer's Last Will and Testament, Thomas Nashe, which is written by Thomas Nashe. Many other writers also written about the Black Death. So this is about the Black Death.